Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
As another school year draws to a close, let's reflect on the value of education. Why, both Dave and Juan are college graduates, and with the knowledge they acquired through all those years of school, find themselves, well, here. Of course, when those clowns graduated college, the cost of a semester didn't have a comma in it. Money well spent. So, sit back and enjoy the Knowledge Festival coming your way. This is Dave and Juan. More!
And 3, number 2, 1. Woo-hoo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grand Illusion. Come on in and see what's happening.
Right.
Pay the price.
Released July 7th, 1977, the 7th album of the band Styx.
You making that up? You have no way. We didn't prep
I
that. You
guarantee it.
pay the price. Get your tickets for the show. The stage is set. The band starts playing. Suddenly, your heart is pounding, wishing secretly you are a freaking star, man.
See, I can't do all the lyrics, but I just know the date.
I don't know why. I just all of a sudden I started saying welcome, and that's the next thing. You know, it's funny how one word triggers the other one. But anyway, hey, already, America, you're welcome.
Welcome. Just that
Very
little bit of knowledge right there.
That's right. Just throw it. I cannot believe you knew the date. I know you made that.
It's only I promise you, it is true. And I used to. I mean, I'm not some Stick fanboy to that extent. Styx,
well, you don't even know the name of the band, so that's pretty
right. So I just remember because it was all the sevens.
Oh,
Couldn't tell you the date or the name of their. I bet you the next album was Pieces of Eight, though, because their eighth album. That would make sense.
Oh, by the way, everybody. Hi. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is David Juan.
More time.
Thank you kindly. I did not know. So Pieces of Eight was the
I'm just guessing because I was going to say I didn't even know the name of the eighth album.
Man, I don't want to start pulling up the SI.
Me.
I don't want to start having to pull up the SIRI or I'm not even going to say it because, like I said, I don't know what's the story here. My laptop. That happens. If you ever see me now, though, again, and for the life of me, I don't know those of you that deny yourself the visuals of watching Juan and myself bring you the extravaganza.
I think it's because the temptation and the thoughts would be too great as to what that.
Maybe it's the theater of the mind because my wife even said that. I don't know why you worry about the videos. It's just nobody watches the videos. We all listen on them. It's like okay. I don't know why I'm stuck on the fact that you knew it was the 7th album released on
July, which is the 7th month, 7th, 1977.
So that's for true. That's for true. You know,
in my head, it's for true.
All right. If you believe it, if you believe it, that's all that matters. I know. I love.
We'll keep talking.
This was back in the. I guess it was the RCA days, the record club days. I know I had that 8-track, and I must have been Pieces of Eight. Yeah, that was the 8-track era, man. I remember.
Oh yeah, dude.
Staring.
Let's see. Okay, Styx release date. The Grand Illusion is the 7th studio album by the American rock band Styx.
There you go.
Recorded at Paragon Recording Studios in Chicago, the album was released on July 7th, 1977.
That could be, it could be misinformation or fake news you're reading there, though. That's because that's what we're being programmed. That's I was on that. But just pointed out to everyone that everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. Good grief. I was jotting down so many times.
If you tell the truth, they just go ahead and stop looking.
Yes, or if you tell, or now the thing is, and beyond just the lying, the thing you have to watch now, and it's been going on forever. I guess it's just becoming more obvious now. Is just either changing what words mean, or using new words that, you see, it's not a lie, okay? It's misinformation.
Right. Or it's my reality, my truth.
Misinformation is not even, I guess it's, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't, it's hard to even put to put a pin in that. What
Right.
is,
Well, that's taking the intent out, I guess.
my thing is it
But
true?
it depends who's giving the misinformation, whether it's a lie or not.
Apparently. But the thing is, when you can start calling things misinformation, then you can just say, okay, no, we got to hide that stuff. We have to pull that.
My favorite from this week is how one of the big papers quoted Senator Hoodie.
Senator. What was the quote?
It was a very well spoken line.
No way. So that wasn't a
And
quote.
then they went back and played the clip. It was like, I don't know how you got that from that, but that's not what he said. But the dude does. I saw him at some press conference thing this morning, and all the other senators are there. In their Senate it was all
they're all in suits. They're all in suits.
And there's your boy in a hoodie.
Yeah, I saw a meme that said, when you show up for Casual Friday and it's only Thursday. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but hey, congratulations, Pennsylvania. I mean,
yeah, you did well.
Good on you. Yeah, and look, it's well, you know, we love talking politics. I don't want to go into politics, but yeah, I did actually jot this down. This is literally, again, the first time I use it this week.
All right.
I'm trying to put myself on a literally count.
Literally?
Literally.
You're
one of the things I wrote it
that.
down. Yeah, one of the things I actually wrote down is we have the dumbest politicians ever, ever. And we get to hear them now.
Oh,
see,
gosh.
I think I don't know, and you have to watch the clips because the major, well, there is, here's a fact. Is there a major, we call it the mainstream and, you know, the major networks.
No,
I don't think anybody watches that crap anymore anyway. Yeah, like you know, Joe Rogan will get hundreds, you know, like millions and millions and millions of listens, views, whatever on their podcast. I think he gets bigger numbers than any of the networks and stuff. So whatever, you never see these clips, but you can see them online because I guess
that's how we all watch news. It's just, you know,
oh
my digestible sound.
Oh my goodness, the stupidity of we all need to call, like I want to, sometimes I see people talking and it's like, no, that's an elected representative. Wow. Okay. Hang on a sec. Who is this person? And what they ought to do is whenever these morons, on both sides, by the way, but whenever one of these morons are, and you can't really see on TV, but when they're on camera talking, they need to show us a map of where do they represent. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, like, where is this little pocket of stupidity? Like where what subset of humanity is saying, yeah, that's the person we want voting on stuff.
Senator Feinstein is welcome back. Is it good to be back at work? What do you mean? What do you mean back?
I never left. Yeah, I've been voting the whole time.
Voting the whole time.
Those of you that missed that reference, and this is at some point, I mean, how do you define elder abuse?
Well,
okay,
it's some people say abuse. It's because heaven forbid we would let this rolling piece of morbidity go, because that gives us one less vote.
And the weird thing is, it's even sicker than that, because it really wouldn't, because I mean, California is gone, right? It's gone. So the guy out there can name, and he's just going to name another Democrat. So it's not like they it's not like they're going to lose a seat. What happens is the people around her
lose jobs.
And I got news for you. They've been the senator for the past 2 or 3 years. That's coming out more and more and more, that this poor woman, and I use the phrase only in one sense of the word poor, because she is extremely rich, because senators and Congress people. Yes, senators and Congress people are the best stock pickers and investors.
Apparently the new job orientation gives
in
you
the freaking
secret
world
to wealth in the stock market.
Forget Jim Cramer, man. Hey, these people make a fortune, and the longer it's all you got to look at, and it's on both sides. You can look at McConnell. You can look at, well, I mean, famous of Biden, right? Biden's been a government employee for 40 something, for 50, how long, right? How many
Bernie,
homes?
the most anti-capitalist in the world.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 lake homes now. So that's what he does every 4 years. He runs for president, then they pay him off with a house or something, and then he just. But okay, whatever. It's all it's all a mess. But I really think that would be a pretty good idea. Is just whenever these people are talking, please show us a map. Now, don't just tell us what state. Show me a map. Where what who's That one yesterday. This guy. It's a whistleblower, right? And that's the big thing now. So we're doing this on a Friday, by the way. Nobody cares. I know it seems like I just talked to you, as we just did one. We did one late last week, early this week. But so there's this whistleblower, which apparently it's good when one side does it, but not when the other side does it. Is how it works. So and there's several of them, but this guy is basically. And he's believable. He's 100%. He's a military vet. I mean, the guy, like, he's telling you, right, what's going on. And anyway, one of this congresswoman from, I do not know where she's from, starts reading Twitter, like a tweet, and she says, "Is your handle or your whatever?" And it's the guy's name, but some other numbers and stuff. And he says, "No, Congressman, that's not my." Well, and then she starts reading. He says, "That's not my. I don't know what you're talking. That's not my." She says, "No, it's my time." So she reads it. He says, "Well, do you agree with it?" And he's like, "It's not my." I mean, this moron. They didn't even check. Like, they read a tweet that had the guy's name in it or something, and was trying to say, like, why would you say this? And he's like,
because I didn't.
Because I didn't.
I guess she was probably so predisposed and scripted as to what she had to say.
Yeah. Well,
so there you go. She's got nothing else.
So it's making us feel good about everything. So there you go. But just remember, folks, they're all lying.
Yeah, every one of them.
Every last one of them. But and again, for whatever reason, so I'm listening. I went for a walk earlier today, and I'm just on the phone. I just hit different radio stations. I just want to, I go to find somebody talking about something right. Even people I like, even like radio shows and stuff I like, they get on subjects that I'm tired. I heard it too much. But then I noticed something. And it's a Fox. I'll make fun of Fox News because all the folks that come out of Fox. So apparently it goes, your level is, you kind of start off and then you become either a star or become known. Hey, Mr. Kitty, those of you missing this at home, one's got a visitor. And then somewhere along the line, they become a gold salesman or gold and silver. Like somewhere in the progression of Fox News celebrities is when you get to the point where you're selling gold.
Yeah.
And it was Napolitano. That guy, Judge Napolitano. At one time I thought I liked him. I really don't like him anymore. But he's pitching whatever it is, and they always use the same lies. They always use the same why, and it's always gloom and doom, right? And don't get me wrong, I am a gloom. I can go gloom and doom like anybody else, but inflation and blah blah blah, and gold is always one of they always say is, if the price of silver only returns to its historical high, you will double your money. And it just points out how people cannot follow logic. Like literally somebody can tell you something.
If the stock market returns to its historical high,
it's like
the variable in that though is if.
Yeah, but do you realize what they just said? They're selling you something because of its security. They're pushing this because this is the safe investment. Of course, it used to be worth twice
right. Yeah.
what it is now. The other one they used today was pushing gold and blah, 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 gold. And one of the lines they use, and remember, gold has never been worth zero. So
the good news is you won't lose all your money.
You know what? A potato has never been worth zero.
Good point.
Right?
This pen's worth something.
It's worth something. It's never been worth zero. And well, whatever. Like I said, it's
Whole deal is if you sound good saying it.
Yeah, man. We don't follow logic. Like I said, if you watched if you watch any of the medicine, the pharmaceutical commercials,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
stop watching the pictures. Stop watching the happy pictures. Stop watching the motivational, everybody's smiling and being active, and listen to what they're telling you this stuff is going to do.
Right. The reason every pharmaceutical commercial is 1 minute as opposed to 30 seconds is not because they got so much to tell you about it, because they got to spend about 45 seconds of the 60 seconds telling you the possible side effects. And if you're a healthy white male age 40 to 60, consult a doctor. If you can if you experience this, some people have been known to experience this.
I just like thoughts of suicide. Like, wait, what? How'd I go from having whatever you give me medicine, give me thoughts of suicide? That's doesn't seem like a fair trade-off, but
I like the ones that are the medications for depression. In some instances, this could cause depression,
or maybe it just didn't stop it. Maybe it's there. My favorite thing. There you go. It is what it is. You were you mentioning before. You got you're working at home.
Working at home.
You're on that. You're on that Dave plan.
I'm on the Dave
right
plan. This is it's end of school year here. And with exams, the schedule is, I don't know. I think when we were in school, it's like school was 8 to 3 or whatever, and that's when exams were between 8 and 3. Now it's you go to school when you have an exam. It ends at 12 each day. Yesterday, my daughter had, she went at the normal time, but finished at 11:30, 12 o'clock. Today, she needed to be there by 10 and finished by 11:30. So the point is, if I drive to work, she's too young to drive. So if I drive, bring her to school, or if I go to work, come pick her up at 10:30, then go back to work and then come pick her up at 11:30. What's the point?
Oh, I got you. What you're doing makes total sense. The idea that you're quote unquote working is what I find funny, right? That's with the with the kind of job you have is what I'm saying.
Right.
You don't have a typically I'll check in with you every now and then kind of job, or maybe you do more than that.
Correct. I mean, I can accomplish, like on a Friday, I wouldn't have any meetings. Yesterday, I didn't plan any meetings because I knew this was going to happen. So
I'm sure they messed up. I'm sure they messed up the test. They've messed up everything. By the way, this is not. I'm not. This is not in any way me. I'm not putting down teachers, because I don't think teachers are the people that have done it. I think it's administration, and I think what happens over time is you have things that work and they work well, but then new people get to run things and they want to change it just because. It's just like anytime you get a new boss, right? The new boss is going to come in and mess with stuff just because that's what they do, regardless of whether or not it worked before. And I think they've done that to a lot of things. Because I don't. Yeah, school was school, man. When you went and you took a test, like, right? I guess toward. Well,
then if you didn't have a test late, I don't know.
I wanted to say that maybe you went and maybe you got a little more time to take the finals.
Right. But it wasn't okay. You don't show up till, mid-morning, or you leave early.
Right. But you know what? Also, I'm pretty sure that we took our quote unquote finals in the same amount of time that we would take a normal, like it wasn't, when you're in junior high school, you didn't.
Right. They get, like 2 hours or whatever. There's 2 finals in the morning. So it's, from, I guess, 8 to 10.
Why does it even matter? Does anybody fail anymore? I mean, I don't even.
Well, there's kids. I'm not saying that. No, they don't. To my knowledge, they don't. I mean, but I just recently found out, that, if you have, I guess, attention issues, you get extra time. Like that's the equivalent of 50% of the time. So if you have an hour to take it and you're have attention issues,
right?
You get an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I see. Yeah, that's. I ain't even got a problem with that. That's fine. I mean, it's right? I have no problem with legitimate things, right? I got no problem with, I got problems with emotional support animals because 95% of them are
Yeah.
fake.
I just want to pet.
I don't begrudge people that, I don't
Right,
begrudge
neither,
anybody
yeah.
that's got a legit, but we're talking about, and I don't know, maybe could be wrong. I know that we've apparently succeeded, and we were doing a good job. When I say we, I'm saying we as a society. I'm not taking personal responsibility for this, but we as a society have succeeded in the past 10, 15, 20 years to make our kids dumber and dumber and dumber. Not that they have less capacity to learn. I mean, they might have more. I think just they're natural, right? But they're not getting taught anything. Like all the reading scores are coming down. Civic scores, forget it. I can't believe they even teach civics. Everything, all the scores are coming down. So what we end up doing now is we're doing away with the testing, or we're like we're saying the tests don't matter, but back in the day, right? You could fail, right?
Oh, I knew people who did.
Yeah, but here's man, I don't want this to sound mean, but it may sound mean. But if you grew up in my era, here's what I never liked about that. So somebody failed, they failed. But you know what? Oftentimes they were almost rewarded in school because they got to play sports. If you're one of the guys, they got to play in the grade they were in. So if you failed 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, you got to play another year of sports.
5th grade. Yeah, I knew guys. I knew people who held their sons back in 8th grade so they could get another year of high school.
That sucks. Still sucks. We all know who it is. Right now, I can list names of people that were held back.
I guarantee you, I can. Most of them peaked in high school.
Exactly. Well, this is true too. But then I always thought after, my thing was always like comparing them to their next level up. Like, man, you wouldn't even start. You probably wouldn't even make the team on your age, but you're taking playing time from the people that are actually. Yeah. And the thing is, you know what? When you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s, 1 year, okay, that's not that big of a difference. Dude, when you're 12, 13, 14, especially with guys, depending on when the hormones and testosterone kicks in, and then 2 years, we had this guy, and I'm not gonna give his name. He may be. I'll put it this way. I hope he's still alive. Let me just say that. And you have to say these things now because he would be. I'm 57, so this guy he'd be like 59. He'd be knocking on 60. Guy played basketball for was it West Thibodeau? Anyway, one of the schools. And this dude had been held back twice. All right. Dude was a man. He's a freaking man.
Before the junior high.
Man, listen. So I mean, we're playing this guy in 9th grade. That dude was built like Earl Campbell. He could jump. I mean, like in 9th grade, look, when we were growing up, I mean, I don't know we had anybody on our team that could touch the rim in 9th grade. I'm sorry. We just didn't. Now again, athletes are getting better. This dude was a flipping man. And the thing was, he probably would have made the team at his age level. But look, when you're an early
star,
when you're an early bloomer as it is, and then they give you 2 freaking years, so it was sort of like the reward. Now, I mean, I don't know that they were holding this guy back. I don't know that it was that was the decision, but I vividly remember that. And I remember every guy we came across at both at the schools I played on and the other schools. We always knew who was who either failed or got held back. So those of you, the parents of the people that did that, don't think that you just skated.
Yeah, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah, don't think that the rest of the community didn't always know. Now, they may have even cheered for you because especially if your held back kid is playing on and you're good, fine. But
right, that's a different story.
That's the only
elevating
thing.
My kid's team.
At least like biddy basketball, it was age. They didn't get it. They didn't care if you could read. They didn't care what grade you were in. It was by age. And when you got too old, you couldn't play. It's not by your grade. It's how old are you. And the weird thing about biddy basketball was where I thought they were prejudiced was you could only be a certain height if you got too tall, you couldn't play all-star.
I think a lot of like little league football now, you can't be above a certain weight.
Well, and again, that's not even fair. I don't, I guess you're thinking, well, you don't want people getting hurt, but
but then you're gonna move that person up with bigger guys, and he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, Okay, that's just another thing I got to start taking.
Yeah,
I got another thing I got to fix. I got to fix that one. I don't know what.
You're talking about recognizing it and winning and stuff like that. We had, or at my daughter's school, it's all end of the year stuff. So they had the upper school awards ceremony the other day, and the way they do it is if your child's getting an award, they send you an email, so to go, but your kid doesn't know. But if they see you there, then they got it figured out. But they give awards for every class offered. And I swear, because I texted Riley during the thing, and I said, man, there were like only 6 classes offered in my entire high school. I'm not sure, y'all have like religious theater, every offshoot of class that you can imagine. I'm saying, what are there, like 2 people in this thing? Because it's a small school.
Yeah.
But one part of that I thought was hilarious, or I thought it was funny. So apparently there are 2 kids with the same name, Ryan, and then, to not say the actual name, let's just say Smith.
Right.
Well, I know the girl, Ryan Smith. So when they called her name, I said, oh, okay, that's Ryan. And I see Ryan get up, and then I see her kind of hesitate and sit down. And then I noticed there was somebody else going up. I didn't know this other person, but I said, there may be, how sometimes you get, you're 2 or 3 names ahead calling them. And
right. They're finally getting up. Yeah.
Right. So I said, I choose giving her the hold up sign. Let's let this one get. Well, it was the boy, Ryan Smith, who was not the award recipient, who went up there, and they had to turn him around.
Oh,
dude, I tell you, he's a junior, so he's going to be a senior this year. I don't care if he's been there since kindergarten. If it had been me, never see me again. I would never go back. I'd be that.
Well, it ain't his fault. They, I'm saying they called your name. They didn't say the girl, right? They said.
Well, then the principal says, "Oh, we need to get this fixed before graduation." You think?
What was the award? Do you remember?
I don't know, some class award.
I mean, did he think he had? I guess you'd have to step back and say, dude, did you think like you were in the running for that? Were you actually? I'm saying, like, did you? Was it a total shock to you? Or were you thinking, hey, I think I might.
Can't believe I beat her.
I think I might be up for this. I think they may be calling. It's funny you say that. It's the things that stick in your brain forever. So I would have been, I'd have been in high school already. But there was Galliana Junior High. We used to go 7th through 8th grade. I'm sorry, 7th through 9th grade, right? And I remember my dad told me we were going to the award ceremony. I'm like, I ain't going to the award ceremony. And no, you'd be there. I'm like, I'm not going. And it's like, well, your sister's nominated for, like, I don't care. And then I realized, so he knew. So my sister was getting my sister Ann was getting Miss Galliana Junior High. I guess that's the big one. That's the big. So I remember going. I didn't want to be there, but gotta there to support the team. Point out that I wasn't even nominated, not for Mr. Galliana Jr. Apparently my conduct was such that a couple of teachers blackballed me.
Well, either that or maybe they realized what a missed opportunity they had awarding it to you.
No,
so
don't say that. No, she was my sister. No, my sister deserved it. I don't know that I deserved it. I damn well deserved to be in the top 4. They had the 4. Oh yeah, I'll go back. It's so funny, man. Well, I'm an old guy now. Ooh, I can remember. There's a special part of your brain when you get slighted, right? There's a special part of your brain that's like, oh no. I remember that. I can throw you the resume, bro. I had an impressive.
Impressive junior high.
Man, I had an impressive ninth grade resume, bro. I was the only. I may have been the only guy in sports and band. I think I had the highest score on, like, I don't know. I won. I won. You know what I'm saying? But apparently, my propensity to talk a lot
But you see, think about it. They were trying to hold your career back.
man, and yes, and I guess I had a tendency to comment, not just talk a lot. I guess I
You
commented
shared your
on
opinion. You shared
yes,
yeah.
bro.
You were a giver.
Listen, I told you this before. If I'm sitting in a room, or I'm at a dinner, or I'm somewhere, and there's quiet, or
Right.
there's just awkward silence, no, that's
Right.
my.
I tell it makes me awkward. And I always tell people I feel the need to fill the awkward void with the sound of my voice.
Well, you know what happened in a lot of classes in ninth grade? There was some awkward silences in those classes, right? Because the teacher's talking about ain't nobody paying attention, or they can't follow, or whatever. And every now and then, I would have liked to have been in a class with me, because somebody was in there at least trying. I wish I could have been in a class with me, because, right, even if you're bored
Just
for a
to
while,
appreciate it.
somebody's about to say something that's going to make you giggle, or try to make you giggle, right? So anyway, I got shut out of that. Was not even
I remember
nominated.
my friend Lenny. I'll say last name, Lenny Richard. I don't think
What's up? What up, Lenny?
I don't think they let him watch podcasts in prison. So
Man, sorry.
he's listening.
I hear they do a lot in prison, though. Maybe they can. Maybe they
he was the guy who would comment on and it was, if they tell him to pay attention, his thing was, I'm paying it.
I'm paying.
I'm paying it.
I don't know that I like the fact that you just compared what I did to the guy sitting in prison right now, man. I don't know that
he just made funny comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trust me, he didn't have a high GPA. He was not in band or in sports. He was into other things.
Well, you know what? As some were, and it is funny looking back at that. This guy, and
put it this way: if he'd have gone to your high school, he'd have hung out in Head Hall.
There you go. He'd have been welcome. All are welcome. We make fun of that now, but I think that would have been the thing I would have said about of all the halls of Jock Hall and Band Hall. I would say that Head Hall was probably the most. The cost of admission was pretty low. I don't even think you actually had to be a head.
It was probably the most sought after hall.
No, I don't think so. I don't know that it was the most sought after, but it was. Yeah, I just like I said, I don't even think you had to actually partake in anything to be a member of Head Hall. You just had to sort of.
They were welcoming, is what you're saying.
Maybe dress the part.
Okay.
Like I said, a lot of flannel. Even in the summer in South Louisiana, people were wearing flannel. It's best I can recall. Maybe I'm misremembering that. I'm not sure.
That's before grunge.
Started it, man. It all started at South Lafourche. Which, by the way, apparently
down the Bayou graduations. I read this week that there were 2 people graduated this year from Grand Isle High.
Really?
Yeah.
2. Is that what's okay? Now, granted, okay, Ida devastated everything. Wasn't the school destroyed or darn near destroyed?
I didn't even know there was a Grand Isle High.
Well, again, there used to be a lot of stuff. I don't. Well,
look at it this way: if you were the salutatorian of that class, you were also you graduated with the lowest GPA.
Is it the salutatorian or salutatorian or sort of? You think we know how to say that?
Salutatorian.
Well, I was neither, so I couldn't tell you. I didn't. Think I got gypped on that too. Come to think of it, I'm not sure. Just feeling slighted today.
Like I asked Riley if she's gonna be the valedictorian at her school, and then she said, "I don't think so." I said, "Damn Indians."
Oh, dude, make me clip stuff out of here. Making me go to the freaking edits here. Well, hey, but you know what? That's shy of
compliment. It's a compliment.
It's a compliment that Juan makes sound like a racial. It is just, listen.
No, it's not racial. It's envy.
It is a little bit. They don't have. I don't. we don't get a newspaper around here anymore, but that was always the funny thing. You'd get the newspaper, the physical newspaper, and you always had all the high schools. And there's a lot of high schools around here.
Boy,
a lot
of big high schools.
There are a lot of high schools around here. They'd always have. So there may be 20 or 30 high schools, and they'd list the valedictorian and this, whatever, the salutatorian, salutations. I always sounded like salutations to you. But anyway, so you had all these, whatever, and I can never pronounce 75% of the last names of, right? Yes, just.
Yeah, they weren't bro.
They're certain they weren't bro. Hey, look at that, man. We got a Gidri. There's a Gidri. There you go. But so congratulations to all the graduates.
Yeah.
Congratulations to my cousin Brian is finally retired after 1,000 years at South Lafourche. He was the athletic director.
Oh, did he get that tennis Letterman jacket for you before he left?
He did. He's the guy. He's the guy that gave me somebody else's jacket that he never paid for, that I was robbed of again. So there you go. I'm just airing grievances here today, Juan. But anyway, so he is now retired, and so congrats to him. I don't know who's taking the next. Who's filling the shoes. Probably won't be a cousin of mine, so I don't care.
That's a good thing you got the jacket now.
Good thing. But that also means that my tennis racket will probably never be placed inside. I always said that, man. I still got it. Won regionals, that tennis racket. I think it's in a closet over here in my office.
The actual racket?
The actual racket. Yeah. No, I have the racket.
Dude, you should have that bronzed and donate it to the school.
During the break. We just had our break. There you go. That's the one right there, man. Le Coq Sportif. There you go. This right here.
Boy, what is that? Like some foreign brand?
I think I'll go out on a limb and think it's French. Because Le Coq Sportif, I believe, is the sporting rooster.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I always had to hang up when I first got it. I said, oh man, I don't know if I want to play with a racket. It's got Le Coq on the front of it. Le Coq Sportif. But that was a big brand. It was a big brand. Yannick Noah played with that. Of course, it was French.
Okay.
But there you go, man. Mid-size.
Do you still use it on occasion?
No, not this racket. No, this racket's
right.
Good grief, bro. It's 40 years old. Yeah, it's 40 years old. Still got the strings. Still seem kind of from shout out to back in the day. It was Clyde's. I think it was Clyde's Tennis Shop in Lockport. Yeah, Clyde's. But there you go. I always said that. And I could be wrong, but he never corrected me, so I never thought I was wrong with all these years. And it's kind of a sad state of affairs for South Lafourche. I think I'm the only guy that ever won regionals from South Lafourche. So you would think, right? You would think I'd give it to him. Give the youth something to aspire to.
Right, man. Do they still have a tennis team?
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah, sure they do. Because I know Central does. I have a niece who plays on the Central team, but she's annoying. She's like a student of the month, good athlete, all, you know what I'm saying?
All the things that you were just didn't get recognized for.
That's all good, man. I'm glad to see.
But she's at Central. It's probably easier to get that recognition up in
what? This is true. It's not like it's a South Lafourche award or nothing. It's only Central, man. Kidding, y'all. Jeez, kidding.
Dude, talking about this is so on that subject, but not. So I was filling out. I submit to be added to voiceover rosters on different websites and stuff like that. So in other words, so you're part of the people that they use. So one is a lot of them are not in the country, and it'll ask you where you live and stuff. So this one, it had
you said voiceover roster.
Yeah,
right? So you said
like voice work. Yeah.
Right, I thought you said voice of a roster, and I'm thinking
no, voice over roster.
I'm a little slow sometimes. Okay, voice over roster. You're on the list of
correct. The people they will hire or use for their work. So this one was just a straight drop down. It had, country, United States. So then from there it went to Louisiana. And then it went to city. So I'm looking at it, because it had like a long list of towns for Louisiana, which surprised me. I figured Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
That'd be it.
But so it had a bunch. So I scrolled down to see if Pankerville was on there. And it wasn't.
Dude, I grew up in
ticked
Cutoff,
me
and I
off.
wouldn't.
But wait, I scrolled up and found Cutoff.
Damn Skippy, you found Cutoff. You damn Skippy, you found Cutoff, the metropolis of Cut.
There you go.
Off. So, to help me out here, so why is Cutoff on that list? Is there somebody from Cutoff that's on their voiceover?
I guess Cutoff may be like
It's
an
on
actual
dialect?
town. No. It was just like they're just looking for your geographic location. So Cutoff may be an actual town, and Pankerville is not. I don't know.
It's not. I don't think it is, man. Was Galliano on there? Golden Meadow?
I didn't. Once I got the Cutoff, I was ticked off and didn't go any farther.
You ticked off, man. Hey, bro. Look, man. Everybody can't be us. Although I say that, and with all honesty, and I realize this, I'm always telling the world I'm from Cutoff, because that's where. But I'm actually from Galliano, man. If you look, if it's because I was born in, Lady of the Sea is not in Cutoff, bro. It's in Galliana. And the first part of my life was on West 169th Street in Galliana. So I don't know why I turned my back on the fine folks of Galliana all those years ago. I went to Galliana Junior High. My sister was Miss Galliana Junior High.
I don't know. Was there a Cutoff Junior High?
Yeah, there was a Cutoff Middle School. No, it was LaRose Cutoff, LCO. LaRose
cut off.
LaRose cut off. It was LaRose and it was the Bulldog. I know again, but it's, as we find out, I make the mistake of looking at these podcasts. I mean, they're sequential to us, right? This is, I think, number 114. So I always make the mistake of saying when we say something that, well, we referenced that in episode 63. So surely everybody is caught up. But yeah, it was the LCO Bulldogs. All right. And Golden Meadow on the other end was the Lions. And then we were, of course, the mighty Galliana Wildcats.
Right.
The fierce one. And you know, in any fight, you take a Wildcat over a Lion. Sure, the Lion may be bigger, maybe a little stronger, but they dumb. They dumb. The Wildcat.
We were the road runners in junior high, so you just ran away.
That's right. Run and hide.
In fact, I think our yearbook name might have been the Beep Beep.
No.
Might have been.
Whew, that's where you get. That's where you have your issues, bro. If you're called the beep beep. But yeah, man, good times thinking back on that. The you said being on a list, a roster. I got contacted last week, and I kind of giggled because let me just. Then I set up. So it's from a speaker bureau. So the president of the speaker bureau that wanted to talk to me about, I don't know, various things and what I do. And for those of you who don't know what a speaker bureau is, like it's these companies that, and they keep this long list of, they're sort of an agent, I guess is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the same thing as, what I talk about when I say the voice roster. It's
right. They don't do anything. You don't work for them. They're sort of a middleman. And, but I guess what they serve is because there are a lot of organizations that instead of, they don't know where to look for speakers.
Right. It's kind of a collective where it's like, hey, I can look here, and they've got a lot of different types of speakers, a lot of different people, a lot of different topics.
So that was kind of funny. She was great. We chatting, trying to explain what I do, what my topics, what are my major topics? I'm just laughing. I'll talk about anything. Name something.
Very diversified. What would you like me to talk about?
Name something.
Where's your greatest need?
Oh, well, I listen, because she called me. I like, man, okay, I'll you got some gigs coming up, and I'm like, fine, tell you how much, and they take their cut. And so it's just one of those things. It's like, hey, do I want to give you 25%? But well, I guess if it's something that I wouldn't have got anyway, you play that game. But I was having fun. I was being honest with her. I went to her, her website, her company's website, and I'm scrolling through the speakers, and I told her, I said, half the people on here I wouldn't hire just based on their picture. They look too fake excited. I can't stand anybody in a picture that's looking like, oh, they must be a motivational speaker. I know that because they're leaning forward. Yeah. That's like, come on, man.
Better call Saul.
Oh gosh. It's like, half this page looks like some Coq shoes, man. What they going to motivate? Who they going to, I said, if you get motivated, that's on you. I'm going to get up there. But anyway, we'll see. She had a couple things she wanted to talk to me about that. But that would be funny. I'm just like, I'm not putting my picture on there. I don't think
ask if cutoffs on their menu.
Hey man, look, should be. If not, I'll put it on there. /Galliana, out of fairness.
You talking about fake looks. So last night we went, a friend of mine plays music and in a pure cover band. And I had never, he plays by himself sometimes too. So I've heard him sing solo, but never heard him with the full band. I mean, 9-piece band, good stuff. So
nine-piece band.
Yeah. And on a restaurant patio.
Hey, these are people that they just want something to do. Ain't nobody making any money in a 9-piece band.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, man, they do a lot of corporate gigs and a lot of big weddings. So, I started figuring, okay, let's say they made $3,000 to be in this restaurant.
Oh, I guarantee you they didn't make no $3,000.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's a lot.
I promise you, bro. Give me what's the name of the restaurant? Or is it just
some little local Mexican restaurant?
They didn't pay. They probably didn't pay him nothing.
No, because we had the at our trade show every year, my company's trade show, we hire a band to play the party, like the closing party. And this was an out-of-town gig, a corporate gig. And like the owner of the company came and says, somebody's asking me, what do they run? The band, like 10? And no, he said 15. And I thought he meant 1,500. He's thinking 15,000.
Oh my gosh, no.
And I think we paid him $3,000. And so they're coming from Louisiana to Mississippi. So yeah, you figure, 9 people in the band, plus you got to have somebody else there loading stuff.
No, man, there's no money. Look, that's the thing too, because there's so many people that can play, and they want a place to play, right? They want to. That was part. I was talking to the that speaker bureau president. I was telling her, it should, like, what stuff cost, and you don't want to make it sound bad, but I tell her, like, certain folks, if it's a certain, like, under a certain amount, I said,
right, you get what
they're not good. They're not good. They're either starting out, or they're hit or miss. So don't get me wrong. Yeah. So you might find you a cheap person out there, fantastic, and they may be great. Maybe they're on their way up, or maybe whatever, fine. But no, at a certain point, you pay for consistency and track record, and know, like, okay, that person's gonna. But that's the thing with bands, and I used to always joke about that when you look at some of the old days, like whether it's Earth, Wind, and Fire or Chicago or whatever. It's like, man, them guys ain't making no money. Like. By the time you split everything, and these are people that are actually making money. By the time you split, right? Yeah,
you split that ticket. Well, anyway, I didn't bring that up to talk about the money, but that we were talking about fake looks on faces. So this couple kept getting up dancing, older couple, and you could tell I don't know if they want to be competitive dancers. They weren't good enough to be competitive dancers. But it's that no matter what the song, they had that exact same style dance. And they'd walk up to the dance floor with the best posture in the world. And then they'd have to stand there to get they were like the drummer. 1, 2, 3, boom. And then they'd start dancing, they'd hold their hands out. The lady made a perfect 90-degree angle between her chin and her neck, because she held her head to that level, but had the constant smile on her face, just like locked in. And then what made it worse was the band played Footloose. And so they got up there and did the prim and proper line dance to Footloose, which I lost my mind on.
That might have been worth watching. I was going to say, that's cringe.
I videotaped it. I'll send you that.
That's cringe, but at some point you go, there's some entertainment in cringe sometimes. Yeah, they must have been practiced. Were they the only people dancing?
Yeah.
That's good too. So they were enjoying themselves. They were part of the show.
They thought they were the show.
There
In fact, somebody came move a table to give them a little more space.
Oh, that made them feel special. That they went back there and said, "Babe, they like us so much they're moving furniture. They're moving the furniture for us."
Yeah, it's a 9-piece band now, but soon it'll be an 11-piece band because we're gonna be the travel with them.
Here's the entertainment. We're talking school. This true story yesterday, and I don't know what's gonna come of it. It's sort of a small. You get text like our text chain, and my brother-in-law is a band director at a local high school, and he sends this picture, couple pictures. And do you know who C.D. Lamb is?
Yeah, why do I know C.D. Lamb?
He's a wide receiver he's a starting wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So you probably hate him, right? He's a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Right? Right. So he went to high school here, and apparently he was in town. He popped in yesterday, right? In whatever car, this tricked out black, I don't know. The picture I saw of it looks like it's not a Mustang. It's way more expensive than a Mustang, but some really expensive vehicle. And I guess he was there, and everybody's excited when, it's an NFL player, especially come visit the, I guess it was after hours, was the football team. And I'm guessing when he's heading to leave, he's in a parking lot, and I guess I'm sure the football team or folks probably really admiring the car he was in or whatever. So when he leaves, he proceeds to just cut donuts.
Nice.
Just okay. The thing is, he's doing it on the parking lot that's near the band, where the band practices. Well, the band there are lines. They had the parking lot painted. They recently this year spent like $3,000. There are lines, and then there are little dots or something. There's something.
Right. There's markers.
Yeah, but beyond that, there's something more like with technology. There's some kind of, because they're very sophisticated with and again, I'm not doing it justice, but it's more than just paint. There are, it's because when they so anyway, they had an NFL player just come mess up there, so that now it's like trying to figure out, okay, who do you contact to, hey bro, here's the deal. We know money's no object, but you just
yeah. If you don't object to that no object, how about come on back?
You just screwed up.
I can tell you this:
$3,000.
Let them know this. When we used to lock the brakes on our bikes on my parents' driveway as kids and leave skid marks on the driveway, they would make us take moss and go rub it off, and the moss would get the black mark off. Now I'm not sure, he probably left a little more rubber on the concrete than I did with my bike.
Show the picture, right? But moss. I wonder why. I wonder what the
Probably no reason. It was probably because it was like torture to get out there and rub concrete with moss like an idiot.
So the lines in the driveway bothered your parents that much?
I don't know. I think it was just more me doing nothing bothered them.
Yeah, we did. What's Juan doing? I don't know nothing. He's riding his bike.
Get some moss.
Make him go scrub them skid marks he left. Yeah. We had a shell. I grew up, it was a shell street. And I guess we had a little bit of a driveway, small driveway, but that was now my thing was to see how long I'd come down one end of the street, just going on, and then just slam the brakes and see how long of a skid mark I could leave in the shells.
Yeah. We had the gravel. We called it the gravel road. Because it was a road which was made with gravel. Well,
you guys were sharp.
Right. It later became Semino Street and paved. But when it was a gravel road, we used to do that. Or I had a little go-kart from Sears, and I'd go and I'd slam the brakes and kind of slide across the rocks and just throw them all over the place.
You had a go-kart?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, you were rich, Juan.
Bro, I had a go-kart, I had motorcycles, I grew up on the farm.
Oh, I never had a motorcycle. A lot of my friends got motorcycles. And the thing was, it's funny, my better friends lived across the bayou from me, which on a map meant they were probably only about 3/4 of a mile to a mile from me. Just as soon been in another parish.
Yeah, you had to go to the bridge.
Yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't. A little too far to walk. You ain't gonna walk on the side to buy
You could
us.
stand on the levee and on the banks and have a conversation with them.
There was no shoulder. There was no shoulder. I'm getting a text right now from my wife. It's kind of funny. She's asking me if I decided on my grill. I didn't tell you that story.
Father's Day?
No, I just need a new grill. It should have been Father's Day, right? But and I told her last night, love my wife. She's great. She doesn't like to waste money. It's weird. She doesn't waste money, but then the flip side of that is she it's like it's hit or miss. It's like some things she wants to be kind of cheap on, and some things she's like, oh, just get the best one. Just get the I don't want to overpay for a grill. No. Right? Like I don't want to buy a Weber. Like and I'm not talking about the charcoal. I'm talking about the gas, a Weber gas grill. Like looking at them, they're like $2,000 something, $3,000. It's like I don't know. That's it's a bit much. So I prefer to find the knockoffs, and you know me, when I'm shopping, where I'm shopping. Where's my first stop? Sam's. First stop is Sam's. So Sam's they even have a couple of these grills, and they
should have gone on Wednesday. That's when they get the new stuff.
Well, not the grills. I've been looking at the same dang one for like. I've been waiting for Sam's to come like a nickel off. Man. They just said, no, "This is what we got. We ain't coming off." Sam's don't lower prices. They ain't no clearance sale at Sam's. That ain't gonna happen, right?
Well, and it's grilling season.
It is, and so I was gonna pick one up last night that I was looking at. And I asked my wife, do you want to come take a ride? And also I thought, I don't want to do like any heavy lifting, but there's some things that are kind of like, it's sort of heavy. And it's not that you need somebody necessarily to help you lift, but you have somebody to help steer it. In other words, like.
Right. It's just awkward to carry or to get
right,
it in.
Right. Like, yeah, but as it turned out, they're too heavy. I need some, but while I'm there, and they had another one, actually a more expensive one that they just probably started setting up yesterday. So she was like, well, why don't you want this one? And I'm like, I don't know, because I've been looking at this one for 6 months and I've got my headset. This is the one I want. But what about this one? And we probably stood there for like 10 minutes. She was, well, I can just get this for you online. So next thing you know, she's on the phone, looking at it, pulling things up, and being very helpful. Don't get me wrong. But it went from, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm on a mission. I'm going to buy a grill, and I know which one I'm getting, to all of a sudden, I'm not buying any grill.
You went from buying to shopping.
Exactly. I'm standing in Sam's while she pulls up the Sam's website on her phone, looking at ordering this and that. And then I made the mistake of pointing out, well, you can't get them assembled. Sam doesn't assemble them. Have you ever put together a gas grill?
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Okay. I hope she's not listening to this because you didn't help me just then. I have myself as well. It's not always the easiest thing to do.
It's just got so many little bitty parts, man.
I know. So I started doing that.
And she was, got to put all the stuff over the burners.
And she was like, how you gonna, whatever, put it together? I'm like, well, so I do it. And then I have friends that have volunteered to help me. And then she put her foot down saying, you are not getting anybody to come help you with this because it's not fair. So I'm like, wait a minute. Hang on. I'm having rules put on me now. I was on my way to buy a grill. Now
I just asked if you want to come hang out.
Man, now we're doing shopping. I'm being told who I cannot involve in the process. So now you want me to go because Lowe's will assemble it for you for, whatever amount of money. But I'm like, yeah, but we're talking.
But do you have a vehicle that you can, y'all have the fan. Let's say, can you put in an assembled grill in your vehicle?
You have to get it delivered.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can't. I can put the box in my
right
in my big SUV. But once it's the other thing too is my last grill I had assembled, and I'm sure at Lowe's, and I'm saying it's at Lowe's. Look, man, I promise you, they've been through 35 guys that put those things together since then. Okay? It's not. So when I say the Lowe's in Sugar Land did a crap job of putting the grill together, I'm not criticizing the guy that did it because he's dead by now. He's gone. But it never was right. When you're putting together something for somebody else.
Right. That dude is far less qualified than you to put that grill together.
And man, he's, what I'm saying? There's a screw here missing, whatever, and
Yeah.
you just gotta.
I got all these extra parts. Well, as long as I'm gonna throw them away, so they don't think I didn't finish.
You just putting it together good enough that it's going to get back and maybe work for a little bit, because it started falling apart this last one, just a few months after I got it, and I'm terrible that way. I was the same way with lawnmowers. I will milk. I keep a lawnmower together with wire and duct tape, and you can't use duct tape on a grill; it tends to melt. But so anyway, no, I didn't respond to my wife. Haven't made a decision. I should say there was no decision to make until
I made it long before we went to the store.
But you know me, I'm just typical. I'll just pout. I just got to the point last night. I guess, okay, I'm just not gonna get one. Come summer, when it'd be a great time for me to be throwing something on the grill, it'd be like, nope.
I was thinking it's true, like my wife. My wife wants me to buy the expensive stuff so she can justify spending more money than she should on her stuff.
Well, I guess it works. It works both ways. But yeah, that's the funny thing. It's like, and I guess we're all the same way. There's some things we're cheap about, and then other things it's like, I don't want to say money's no object, but it's like, well, hang on a sec. What? Because I don't care what you just get a Weber. Like, do you realize what you're saying? I can buy 3.
Yeah,
right?
But there are some things where it's like, okay, if I'm going to spend this much money on this, I may as well spend a bit more.
It ain't a bit. It's like twice. Yeah. Come on, man.
Do you have one of those, what's the green ones?
I do not use the eggs. Sorry. I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure. And I'm sure most of the people that have them want to tell you
that
how
seems
wonderful.
like a little cult to me, where it's I gotta buy the egg. Now I gotta buy this special table to put around the egg.
Oh, now the thing
I
is
gotta
like
go buy the special whatever the stuff that you use, the pellets.
That's like the Traeger stuff. That automatically feeds. I'm sure they're wonderful, but listen, man, if you got a barbecue pit that has an app, I'm sorry, you should not be. The only reason you should have your phone out when you're grilling is to take a picture to make your friends jealous. That's the only thing you need a phone for on a cookout is that, and maybe to play music to the Bluetooth.
Playing your grilling
speaker.
tunes.
That's it. You're grilling tunes, and to take a shot to show the guys, bro, check it. Check this out. That's it. That's it. You should not be checking the temp of your grill on the app. No, sorry. I'm not even sophisticated enough. I have, because somebody gave me one, but like meat thermometers. I got, the digital automatic meat thermometers.
Yeah. I just cut a little slice in it and look at it and see.
But then I don't know. I don't know if it's my color blindness or not, but my wife always, again, you have to have, but I actually like, to the point now where I don't mind using it, because I can objectively look at what they tell you. Like if you're cooking a steak, medium is blah, blah, blah degrees. Okay. So if somebody says, yeah, I like my steak medium or medium well, okay, I'm sorry. According to science, according to the people that make the thermometers and vote on these things, might come from, might be the World Health Organization for all I know, they came across with this. Boom, I stick that thermometer in there. I got it to that temperature. That's what it is. So when I put that on your plate, don't cut it open and say, oh, it's not. I don't think it's well. Yeah, it's well, Again, that's the same thing you order in a restaurant. What's a legitimate? Because most restaurants will cook. I shouldn't. Well, I maybe had it wrong there. I think most restaurants cook to a little above what it is. Like their medium.
I don't know. I always find that they go below.
Well, again, it probably comes down to how nice a place you're working in. It's right. Yeah. If you're in an upscale steakhouse, they probably will, because they know how it's supposed to be. If you're in an Outback or a whatever, where most folks like me would probably be eating steaks, they know that, right? And they know that when you say well, most people consider that burnt, right? Yeah. That's yeah.
I've gotten medium well leather from Outback before.
Because they know they are far more likely to get food returned if it's undercooked.
Yeah.
Right? They just know. It's bleeding. No, it's not. So we'll see. Maybe on next week's episode, I'll be able to tell you what.
Right. We can give the science behind non-blood in steaks.
What's my grill situation?
All right. Yeah,
Let me come back to you and say.
I expect on next week's podcast to see photos of what you cooked on that grill.
I don't know if it's gonna happen that fast. That was my goal. My goal was this weekend to put something together and have that sucker flying on Sunday. But as I just explained, things got complicated. I went to buy. Now we're in the shopping process. And I'm getting even pressure here. I'm getting text while I'm doing the podcast. I'm getting text. Did you make up? Did you make up your mind? Did
She's
not.
Thinking she's getting some steak this weekend.
She is not. It won't be from the imaginary.
It'll be from the Dave Martin grill.
No, she's going. I guess I got my own work I need to be doing this weekend. But she's it's graduation season, and she works with the youths of all ages, of middle school and of high school. She's got middle schoolers who are now in high school, graduating high school. She's going to like 4 graduations tomorrow. And I know, I get it. And more power to her. I don't, maybe I'd have felt better if I'd had anybody. I never had a coach, a religion teacher, or anybody that was going out of their way to come to my graduation.
No.
Right.
No.
But there you go. She's a better person.
One of my kids' graduations.
That's right. You had to go. So my wife's
now to have like 8th grade graduations and
these are all high schools. Yeah, these are all high schools. I tell you how many high schools we got in this area. She's going to 4 tomorrow at various times. And then a couple of parties or something. I'm like, man.
And let her know nobody, 5-10 years from now, nobody will remember that she was there.
She claims they do. And you know what? You do it because you do it. I told her. Because she said something, well, no, I didn't say you have to come. And I was like, yeah, because that would have been an issue. It's an issue to get me to relatives' graduations. I mean, I gladly went to my son's graduation because I'm just glad they did it.
My daughter's school sent out, they had graduation last weekend, and they sent out an email that you could stream it live. And my wife went to that same high school, and so she's big, loves the school, and so she was going to watch it but forgot. And I'm sitting there saying, why would you watch somebody else's graduation?
I don't know. People like what they like. Juan. It's funny. So years ago, the first of our friends graduated. She graduated Arkansas, University of Arkansas, and so the parents, obviously, our friends, were there. But it's a big, in trying to get a picture, or whatever. But they were live streaming it. And I'm watching it. So I'm here in my office doing some work, and I had, a big screen here. So let me pull it up, and I pulled it up. And then I was able to, as she got her, the handshake, the whatever, I did a quick screen save. Dude, the best, I tell you, the best picture. And I cropped it, changed, made sure the color was bright. And I just emailed it to everybody. They had the best graduation picture from a guy sitting in Sugar Land, Texas, doing a screen capture,
as opposed to the photographer sitting there trying to sell a heck out of those photos.
Sitting there trying to get it. So there you go. But
see, innovative, man, innovative. So all you people who are watching graduations or streaming them this weekend, there's your graduation present. Hit pause, take a picture.
Pay attention. You can't pause it. You can't pause live on the computer. Just get ready with your screen capture. Boom, get it. Magic fingers. Boom. Do it.
Videotape it from your phone.
Yep. Speaking of magic fingers, let's push the button.
All right.
Get on out of here, man. You know what it is? It's before you, America. It's there. It's the buffet.
Taking.
Buffet is laid out. Don't fill up too early because there's good stuff on the end. Don't
miss dessert.
You know how they do that, right? You know how they do that. They put all the salad and the stuff that fills your plate early. So by the time you get the shrimp cocktails at the end, bro, it's at the end because they don't. You get to I wish I'd have left room for the. So there you go. So to take your time, pace yourself, but it's there. Good news for you. It's all free. It's all free. And if you like it, there's 113. I don't want to say just like it, but there's 113 out there. Get out there.
You could diet off of this stuff for 6 months.
And listen, if you want to contact the chefs, we're easy to find. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. and just find us
and
where
everywhere else.
Right?
Yeah, wherever you are now, that's where we are. Hit us
I
up.
always pull it up last minute before we go up just to make sure I don't always say contact us, and I'm like, oh wait, let me make sure that we don't have one sitting there. Yeah, and every week, I don't even know if we missed a week. I guess maybe early on we may have missed some weeks, but
not since we started doing the requirements.
Not since we started throwing this out there, guys. It's not a suggestion. It's not a subtle implication. We're not hinting.
No.
There ain't nothing subtle about this. No.
It's a
freaking mandate that you get out there and attempt to have the best week of your existence.
Well,
however long
they start
that
by going to 4 high school graduations.
Listen, man. You may be as old as this 40-something-year-old Coq Sportif tennis racket, or maybe younger, or maybe you're way older. I don't know how long you've been here, but we all going to have a week ahead of us. Get out there and try to make it a great week. Try to make it a great week. If you can, starts with a good hour. There you go.
Well, there you got it.
Man, look, we tried. Boom. We pushed. A lot of times the hardest part about moving something like rolling a stone is getting that thing moving.
Once you get the momentum going, you can't stop it.
That's right. That's what you need to do now, y'all. That's what. And if you're watching this at nighttime, you're saying, okay, tomorrow morning, just pop it in again real quick.
Press pause, and there you go. Like a live stream, you can pause it.
There you go. All right. Good hour turns to a good day, turns to a good week. Boom. There you go. We'll come back next week. We shall chat about it.
Do it all again.
All again. So we're going to get on out of here. You guys have a fantastic one. You have a great weekend, or I hope you had a great weekend. Again, this is Time Warp, but one way or the other. We'll see you guys again in a week. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. So did you know that there are special laws related to concession stands in state buildings in Louisiana?
Did not know that.
To get a license to run a concession stand in Louisiana, you have to they give preference to blind vendors.
Really?
I said, you remember when you go to the state capitol, they got like a little gift shop at the top and sell candy and stuff. There's always a blind person got to be working there. And I looked it up, and sure enough.
That's weird, man.
Boy, isn't it? Imagine thinking that. I passed the only blind people can run concession stands in state buildings law.
And oddly enough, theft is up 150%.
That's my dad says. Well, how do they give change?
Oh man. Well, I guess it comes down to what level, because you can be legally blind and still technically see a little bit.
Yep. So we knew a guy like that. Jeez. Blind people get all the breaks, man. You get a special tax deduction if you're blind.
They don't get as many breaks as being held back to play athletics in school, though, man.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.